Jim Gray here with the Down the Road podcast, an episode called When You Shoot Expired Film. And I prefer fresh film every day of the week. But sometimes I pick up a strong bargain on some expired film. A couple of years ago, I bought about 24 rolls of Kodak Plus X black and white film, which is one of my favorite films of all time, that the seller said had always been stored frozen. Occasionally, when I buy an old camera, the box includes a bunch of old film. Frequently, that's because I bought it with its camera bag and the film was just in one of the pockets. This happened to me just not long ago, just last month, when I bought a Pentax autofocus SLR, and there were 9 rolls of Kodak Gold 200 and Kodak Ultramax 400 in one of the pockets in the bag. Who knows how expired it was? It didn't come in its original boxes, so I don't know a whole lot. It's just the film cartridges themselves. And occasionally, someone who reads my blog.jimgray.net, by the way, will reach out to me and say, "Hey, I've got some stock I'd like to share with you. Would you be interested in having any of it?" I can't say no. I just can't say no, even though, you just never know what you're going to get with expired film. But, I'm just always curious to see what happens. So here's some things that I've learned over the years of shooting expired film. One of them is that color film, negative film, it's always wise to add exposure no matter how it's been stored, even if it's been stored frozen. I have some rolls of an old Kodak color film called Pro 400 MC, which is a lovely film, and it's nominally rated at ISO 400. I always shoot it at 100 or maybe even 64. And I always get terrific results when I do that. When I shoot it closer to box speed, I get a lot of grain. Some shadow detail is lost. And this is film that I know for certain has always been stored frozen. Yet in the same stash, there were a couple of rolls of black and white Kodak Verichrome pan, always stored frozen. I shoot that at box speed, 125. The black and white films just seem to be more resilient, especially when they're stored frozen. When not stored frozen, I've had extremely good luck shooting Verichrome pan and Plus X at box speed, no matter how, even if I don't know how it's been stored. They're just extremely hardy films. There's an old joke that says, "Expired 1980. Why, that Verichrome pan is still fresh." Other black and white films, I tend to follow the guideline of adding one stop of exposure for every 10 years the film has been expired. And I get pretty good results that way. Now, the last one is color slide film. And frankly, I prefer not to shoot expired slide film. It is fussy stuff. It's best shot fresh. But I have done it from time to time, especially when it's a slide film you can't get anymore. I shot some Fuji slide film that somebody gave me that's been out of production for years just to see how it would turn out. And it was dreadful. It didn't turn out at all. But if you're going to shoot expired slide film, shoot it at box speed because it's not meant to handle over or under exposure. The exposure latitude of slide film is too narrow. If you happen to have a lot of a particular stock that's expired, your first couple of rolls will give you a lot of information about how you need to shoot the subsequent rolls. I mentioned earlier about the Kodak Pro 400 MC. I had, I don't know, 6 or 7 rolls of this stuff, and shooting the first roll at 100 told me I could probably expose it a little bit more because some of the shadows were a little bit poor. You didn't get a lot of detail in the shadows. And moving at 64 opened it up and was great. And sometimes I'll buy a roll of Verichrome pan or a set of rolls of Verichrome pan online because I just really love that film. And I'll shoot the first one at box speed and I'll just blow through it. Doesn't matter what I shoot. Matter of fact, I don't want to shoot anything that matters because what if it doesn't turn out? And that's how I learn from that roll of film whether they're what to do with the remainder of them, whether I need to overexpose it a little bit or whether box speed is okay. So that's what I've learned about shooting expired film over the years. I have a surprising amount of experience with it for something that I profess not to like, but that's how it goes sometimes. I'm Jim Gray. We'll do this again next week.